The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And the moral of the story today, folks, is stay away from chicken wings that aren't fully cooked. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for this 5th day of April, 2022. We got a good one for you today. It is between the New York Yankees and Baltimore Orioles. They are 6 games behind the Toronto Blue Jays as we start play this Wednesday, the 26th of June, 1985. They are tied for 4th place, 6 games behind the said Blue Jays. The Tigers and the Red Sox, who you saw last week, are currently playing in Boston. We'll tell you about it after the game when we'll find out together who won that. The Yankees, of course, finished 1 game behind the Blue Jays in real life. The Orioles have come alive after a bad early start to the season. Don't know if Baltimore can contend all the way through, but 6 back with, let's say 95 games to go is not insurmountable. And the Orioles, of course, won their last divisional title in 1983, and it would be the 90s before they would win one again. And of course, by the late 80s, after a disastrous 1988, they bounced back in 1989 to take the Blue Jays to the last weekend of the season. So the Orioles are a bit of a surprise. The Yankees are still underperforming, but not as badly as the New York Mets. You'll see them on Thursday. So relax. It's baseball on Retro Sports Network, and I should be feeling mostly okay. As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Replay 1985. From the big old ballpark in the Bronx, it's the New York Yankees and the Baltimore Orioles. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Football game will be Sunday, by the way, provided or it could be on tape, because the big news this morning in the world of sports, as we tape this on the 5th of, or show this live on the 5th of April, is that Tiger Woods is a go for the Masters. And so I am certainly all about that. Steeler fan 1933, we shipped your case, by the way, of Iron City to Miami. And so when the Steelers and Dolphins do play, you got 24 cans of the good stuff to go through. I don't think the Steelers are going to win, but you'll have a case of Iron City to drown your sorrows in once the time comes. Speaking of sorrows, the Yankees aren't feeling that with Dennis Rasmussen. Goodness gracious, he's 6-2 on the replay with an ERA of 2.82. He's making his 13th start of the year. He only has 3 left. He is 26 years old, a fastball pitcher at 90 and a ground ball pitcher. Game does not have an exit date for him, which means he's there all the way through the rest of the year. Question is, what did he do to fall out of Billy Martin or get in Billy Martin's doghouse? Against the Orioles, well, hasn't pitched against the Orioles. His last start was the 20th against the Tigers, a 4-1 loss. He had no decision. 6 innings, 126 pitches, 4 hits, an unearned run. He walked 4 and struck out 5. 83 innings for Dennis. I think the Yankees could use him down the stretch, just saying. 65 hits, 31 runs, 26 earned, 10 home runs allowed, but he hasn't given one up in a month. Oakland took him deep twice on the May 27th in a no decision. He has walked 29 and struck out 57. Here's a lineup he'll face. Floyd Rayford. It's the last time you saw a catcher leading off in a Major League game. He's leading off today. Lee Lacy is in right. He'll bat second. Fred Lynn is in center. He'll hit third. He's the only pure lefty in the lineup for Baltimore. Eddie Murray cleans up at first. Cal Ripken at short will bat fifth. Gary Renicky in left will bat sixth. He's hitting 109. Connolly at third, hitting 210. He'll bat seventh. Young, the DH, he'll bat eighth. And Rich Dower at second will bat ninth. The difference between Ripken and the 5-hole and the rest of that Baltimore offense, In the immortal words of Bart Simpson, ay caramba. Here's the lineup here's how the Yankees set up defensively. Billy Sample is 7 and a 2 and left. Ricky Henderson is a 7 in center with a 4-arm. So a 7 and a 4 in center. Dave Winfield an 8 and an 8 in right. Dale, don't call me Yogi Berra, is a 5 at third. Bobby Meacham a 5 at short. Willie Randolph a 7 at second. Don Mattingly a 7 at first. And Espino. No, that is not a brand of designer jeans. That is the Yankee catcher, and he's hitting 7th. He is a 2 and a 5 behind the plate. Rasmussen is a 7 on the mound with a 1,000 fielding percentage. And with all that, Rayford steps in at .415, 3 homers, and 7 RBI and 41 at-bats. So a good-sized crowd, a beautiful night here in New York, 73 degrees, winds blowing right to left at 3. Rasmussen winds and deals, and Rayford strikes out. A full-count fastball on the outside corner. Lee Lacy at .230, 5 homers and 15 RBI. First to 3 for you this week. Highlighted, or I think we've got Kansas City and California for you tomorrow at lunch. And the Thursday special, noontime special, are the Mets and the Cardinals. So that's what you got to look forward to. And of course on YouTube it's all 24 hours later. Pitch to Lacy. Bounder up the middle. Randolph by the bag over to first. 2 out. Here's Freddie Lynn. Freddie at .276, 13 homers, and 42 RBI. Again, the only left-handed hitter in the lineup. Murray and Young are switch hitters, and of course, with the lefty Rasmussen on the mound, they would bat righty. Pitch to Lynn. Walked him. So Fred draws the walk, a full count curveball that missed away. And then it'll bring up Eddie Murray at .292, 17 homers and 55 RBI. Sadly, I think we're doing a tribute video this week as well. If you are a fan of 70s and 80s hockey, you know about Mike Bossy. And apparently Bossy, 65 years old, is at the end of his fight with cancer and is in palliative care. And we will definitely do something for Bossy and Clark Gillies, who died earlier this season as well. Hard to believe that 3 Islander stalwarts have left or are about to leave us in the same year. Of course, Jean Potvin, the older brother of defenseman Dennis Potvin, passed away earlier this season too. So we will do something for them. Murray digs in. Lynn on first. Walked him. So Lynn moves to second. Murray a 3-1 fastball up and in. And 2 out for Cal. .295, 14 homers, and 45 RBI. Game 68, by the way, for both teams. They are an identical 35 and 32. Pitch to Cal. He's walked him loaded is what he's done. So Lynn on third, Murray on second, and Ripken on first. The full count curve was just a bit outside. Rasmussen and Espino kind of look around the home plate umpire, but it looked outside to me. Here's Gary Renicky. Gary at 109, a homer, and 5 RBI. Rasmussen walked 42 on the real year. I was about to say replay, but it's a real season in 101 2/3 innings. Here's the pitch to Gary. He walked home a run. Lynn will score. So Rasmussen has lost the script. That's 12 or 16 pitches in a row, or 16 out of the strike zone. Here's Fritzy Connolly, a household name, not even in his own house, hitting .210, a homer, and 2 RBI. So Murray on third, Ripken on second, Renicky on first, and Rasmussen has already thrown 33 pitches. Pitch to Connolly. Here's a fly ball, deep left field. Back goes Sample. And that will hit the wall. Murray will score. Cal scores. Renicky scores. And Connolly, who you couldn't find if you gave him a picture of the FBI top 10, has cleared the bases with a double. And before the Yankee fans can sit down with their Nathans and their Rheingold, or Ballantyne, it's 4-0 Birdies. And that'll bring up Mike Young at 235, 8 homers and 21 RBI. So a stunned crowd here in the Bronx. Pitch to Young, Connolly goes, ground ball to third. Barra across the way to Mattingly, and that finally will retire the side, but Rasmussen pretty much in a position now where he's almost in relief for himself. The Orioles get 4 on a hit, 18 gazillion walks. They leave a runner on, 4-0 Baltimore. And that'll bring up Scotty Mcgregor, making his 15th start of the year. Scotty is 4-6 with an ERA of 4.78. He's a fastball pitcher, tops out at 85, and a fly ball pitcher. He has not had a lot of good quality starts. He last pitched against the Yankees on the 17th. A complete game win, 4-3. His last outing was he's on 4 days rest, or 3 days rest. He went against the Brewers. A no decision, 6 2/3, 7 hits, 130 pitches. 2 runs, both earned, and he walked 4. So overall, 101 2/3 innings, 111 hits, 59 runs, 54 earned, 12 homers. He's walked 35 and struck out 38. So the Yankees got to feel they have a decent chance. Ricky Henderson leads off for New York. Willie Randolph will bat second and play second. Don Mattingly at first will go third again, just like with Rasmussen, McGregor a lefty, and Mattingly the only lefty in the lineup. Dave Winfield's in right, he cleans up. Don Baylor, the DH, will go fifth. Billy Sample in left will bat sixth. Espino behind the plate. He must be 3 for 4 or 6 for 8 because his batting average is .750. Bobby Meacham at short will bat 8th. Dale Barra at third will bat 9th. And Rasmussen threw 42 pitches in the first inning. So if Martin needs someone to go 7 innings, that's going to be a tough road to hoe. Defensively for the Orioles, Renicky a 7 and a 4 in left, Lynn an 8 and a 4 in center, Lacey a 5 and an 8 in right. Connolly is a 3 at third. Ripken is a 7 at short, Dower a 5 at second, Murray an 8 at first. Rayford, who eventually goes to third, is a 5 and a 3 behind the plate, and McGregor is a 7 on the mound with a .975 fielding percentage. Ricky steps in at 286, 8 homers, and 33 RBI. Look at the outcome box. I have a feeling, Toto, that this is not going to be Gooden versus Tudor today, don't you? Pitch to Ricky. He draws the walk. That potentially, that's just as good as a double. Here's Willie Randolph, 266, 2 homers, and 20 RBI. We'll let McGregor throw over to first. And Ricky is back and now can't steal. So a good throw from McGregor has Henderson glued to the bag. Pitch to Randolph. Draws the walk. So Henderson on second. Randolph on first for Mattingly, who's sitting on a 6-game hitting streak. Dawn at 294, 8 homers, and 48 RBI. Pitch to Dawn. Line drive, left field, gone. Way, way back there. That is in the old-time left center bleachers. And it's now 4-3. What a blast by Mattingly. His 9th of the year. And more importantly, it puts the Yankees just down a run. I don't think I went as far as the chalkboard said. You hit one that far out. Goodness gracious. It's 463 out to the monuments. He probably had 475, 480. Here's Winfield, 298, 13 homers, and 54 RBI. When Josh Hamilton hit one out of here in the home run derby, he put one on the subway tracks. That's what that shot reminded me of. That would have had to have been 500 feet. Pitch to Winfield. Ground ball to the middle. Dower over to first for the out. So 4-3, 1 out for Baylor, 243 for Dawn, 10 homers and 30 RBI. McGregor winds and deals, and that's in the left, but Renicky will ride the Schwinn, make the catch, 2 out. For Bill Sample, I am feeling better. Thanks for asking, Mr. Howard. I don't know if I just got a hold of some chicken wings that didn't cook long enough or what, but oof. Billy Sample is at 266, no homers and 2 RBI. So we've only had 2 hits in this game, and it's combined for 7 runs. Pitch to Sample. Got him. So McGregor gets out of the inning, but not before the Yankees get 3 of the 4 back. 3 runs on the mammoth homer by Don Mattingly, and 1 hit, no errors. We go to the second here at the stadium, 4-3 birdies. So here's Rich Dower, 167, no homers and 9 RBI. McGregor threw 37 pitches in his half of the first. The bullpens are on high alert. Pitch from Dennis. That's a base hit past Randolph. And that's the second hit for the Orioles. So, a booming start in this one. Floyd Rayford struck out his first time up. That's how the game started. Rasmussen's opening 9 on not so neat and tidy 45 pitches. 1 inning plus, 2 hits. He walked 4 and struck out 1, and all 4 runs are earned. Pitch to Rayford. Floyd swings. Ground ball to third. I don't think Berra has a play. Hit off his glove, and that's an error. And Steinbrenner just issued a release to slam Yogi Berra again. So that's an error. First and second. Brings up Lee Lacy, who is 0 for 1. The Mr. Howard pet sitting tour, by the way, continues. He'll miss the goats. But you've got dogs now, right? Pitch to Lacy. There's a base hit left center field. Sample will pick it up. Dower will round third and hold, and the bases are loaded. So Rasmussen has none stuff today. Loaded for Freddie Lynn, who walked and scored in the first. No one wants to go to their pen in the second inning. And he gets Lynn to swing and miss on the full count fastball. 1 out. Brings up Murray. Eddie walked and scored in the first. Into right field. That will score Dower. Winfield goes back, makes the catch. Dower will score without a throw. And it's 5-3 Baltimore. Haywire the Wonder Dog and Tahoe the Cat. Sounds like something you see in a comic strip. Here's Cal. Can you guess what Cal did in the first inning? If you said walked and scored, give yourself a cookie. So 5-3 Baltimore, 2 out in the second. Pitch to Cal, runners on first and second. Right back up the box. Rasmussen off the mound, throws to Mattingly, and Cal beat it out. I don't know if Rasmussen just got a late jump off the mound or what. Cal has average speed. I wouldn't call it good. I wouldn't call it bad. Here's Gary Renicky. He walked, home run, and he scored. So 2 out, top the second, 5-3 Birds. Rasmussen deals, and it gets away from Espino, and everybody moves up 90. That is a wild pitch. And the count is full to Renicky. My goodness. So it's 6-3. Only 4 runs are earned. Pitch to Gary. There's a ground ball to third. Berra has to hurry over to first, and that will retire the side. But Rasmussen looks about as sharp as a pair of kindergartner shears. Orioles get 2 unearned runs on 3 hits and an error. We go to the bottom of the second, 6-3 Baltimore. So it's Juan Espino, and we do have a picture of Juan. He is indeed 3 for 4. He would only play in 9 games. He's been with the big club about a week. And he will stay there the rest of the year. And that's about all I can tell you about him. He's 29 years old. Three for 4 in the replay, and he has an RBI. McGregor starts the bottom of the second. Line drive to short. Ripken's there, 1 out. Brings up Mr. Meacham, Bobby, at 199, a homer and 15 RBI. 6-3 Orioles, but you get the sense that we've reached the pinball stage here at Yankee Stadium. It probably isn't enough. Little drag swing. Ripken on the dirt. Over to Murray. Meacham beats it. Yes, he does. So the second hit for New York. Here's Berra. Dale at 194. No homers, 4 doubles, and 10 RBI. Wifey is making pot roast before she goes to work, and oh my God, does it smell good. Throw to first. Meacham is back. Actually, I probably should wait to see if Meacham does come back before I say it. McGregor deals. Berra fouls that one off the mask of Rayford. And Floyd wants to know when he can move to third base. Earl says, not yet, young man, not yet. 1 strike count. Base hit left side, past Ripken. Renicky picks it up. Meacham will hold at second, and again, the Yankees now have the tying run at the plate for Ricky Henderson. Ricky at 286. Oh, Ricky batted already, Ron. He walked and scored in the first. McGregor, 47 pitches for his opening 9. Inning in the third, 3 hits. The 3-run shot from Mattingly is how the Yankees got their runs. He walked 2 and struck out 1. And again, Henderson is now the tying run. Popped up. Dower. That's a rainmaker, but Rich will get it just on the cut of the grass with 2 out. Brings up Randolph. Willie walked and scored in the first. McGregor deals. Into right. Lacey crowd legs it. And so does Lee Lacey. That will retire the side. No runs, 2 hits. The Yankees leave them both on. We go to the third. It is 6-3 Baltimore. So here is Fritzy Connolly. Fritzy would play 50 games for the Orioles. He's 27 years old. And that's about all I know about Fritzy Connolly. But he had a big 3-run double in the first, which made it 4-0 at the time. Rasmussen starts the third. Ball 4. Ugh. So who do the Yankees have? They could go with Rich Bordy. You don't want to go with Renicky. And I suppose Negro? There's a lot of S's on that Yankee staff. You don't want to go with Bordy until you have to. The Yankee fans would love to see Rasmussen somehow squeeze out 5 here, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Mike Young is 0 for 1. Now he's not. That ball is gone. And that'll answer the question about what we're going to do with Rich Bordy. He's going to come on. So Rasmussen gets tattooed as Young with a no-doubter, his 9th of the year, down the line and left. And it's 8-3 Baltimore. Into the first deck in left field. Well, you know you're having a bad day if you can't make it past the second inning. Pitching change this game coming to you from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. So Bordy making his 17th appearance of the year. He's 26 years old. Fastball pitcher at 89 and a ground ball plus pitcher. He is 2-2 with a save and an ERA of 4.71. 4 prior appearances against Baltimore, and it's not great. 5 2/3 innings, 2 hits, 4 runs all earned. Walking 5 and striking out 3. Pitched last night for 2/3 of an inning, 27 pitches, 2 hits, 4 runs, all earned, a homer, and 2 walks. So overall, 28 2/3, 34 hits, 17 runs, 15 earned. He's given up 3 homers, 13 walks, and 23 strikeouts. And Bordy in that picture looks like, why are you putting me in here, man? Mr. Howard says, I can't tell you how sorry I feel for the Yankees, because I don't. So nobody out here in the top of the third, and Bordy, he's got to go a bunch of innings here. Rich Dower is here to greet him. Rich is singled and scored. Ground ball to Randolph. Willie throws to first. 1 out. Here's Rayford. Floyd is 0 for 2. Rasmussen struck him out, and Rayford reached on an error and scored. He'll put this one in the left field for a base hit. Sample throws it in. Floyd digging for 2, and he's in there. 7th double of the year. Does it look like every Oriole has scored? Well, except for the one that's at the plate. But the last time someone asked me if that was the case, they immediately smashed a home run. Lee Lacy, Jamie, is 1 for 2. He has singled. 8-3 Baltimore in the third inning. And I figured you guys were tired of watching the Red Sox and the Tigers, so I went with this instead. Oopsie. Lacy strikes out. So an 0-2 on the outside corner on the curve, and that'll bring up Fred Lynn, who's 0 for 1. He has walked, scored, and struck out. Scotty Mcgregor now has a 5-run lead. Now he's got a 7-run lead as Lynn has smashed that one well into the bleachers in right center. Billy Martin is just going for the wild turkey now in the dugout. Freddie Lynn's 14th of the year was smashed almost back to the back wall in the bleachers. Oh my goodness. A no-doubter from Freddie Lynn. Lee Lacy had one of the better nicknames in the game, by the way. Eddie Murray, by the way, walked and scored. Drove in a run. Lacy's nickname was Cotton because he talked so much. Some people wanted to put cotton in their ears. And I have a feeling the Yankees are going to make a comeback. I don't think they come back from 7 down. But McGregor isn't firing on all cylinders either. Yet you turn it off the NCAA championship at the half, and if you went to bed at halftime thinking that North Carolina was your champions, hold on, Toto. It's Kansas. Pitch to Murray. There's a fly ball to right. Winfield in the corner, and Dave will make the catch to retire the side. In fact, he has to make a diving catch on the track. Not before the Orioles put another 4 on the board. 3 hits, no errors. Bottom of the 3rd, it's 10-3 Baltimore. So Mattingly, who homered in the 1st, his 9th of the year, put one very deep in the bleachers in left center over Monument Park. Now is driven in 51. McGregor's pitch. That's into right. Back goes Lacy. That ball is well struck and off the top of the wall. So Mattingly has 2. He will hold and not go to 3rd, but he does have a stand-up double, his 20th of the year. So here's Winfield. Dave is 0 for 1. Chopper to the mound. McGregor gets past McGregor. Murray underhands it to Scott for the out. Mattingly moves to 3rd. 1 away for Don Baylor, who's 0 for 1. Apparently, Kansas came back. I'm surprised Kansas trailed. They looked so good against Villanova. So, largest comeback in finals history. The record was Loyola of Chicago in 1963. They were down 15 and came back and won. Pitch to Baylor. Walked him. So 1st and 3rd, 1 out for Billy Sample, who struck out, the lone one from McGregor in the ball game so far. 10-3 Baltimore. 1 out, bottom of the 3rd. Pitch to Sample. There's a base hit right center field. Mattingly scores. Baylor will hold in 2nd, and we got the Convoy score. Convoy score? Yeah, 10-4, good buddy. Baltimore leads. So here's Juan Espino, who is 0 for 1. Jamie, who does a lot of minor league replays. Juan, I'm sure, was in Columbus for most of the year, but they say he was on the roster the rest of the year, but only had 11 real-life at-bats. Pitch to Espino. Ground ball to Dower, might be 2. Ripken for 1. Cal throws to 1st. Murray stays on the bag, and it's a 4-6-3 double play. The Yankees, however, get a run on 2 hits and no errors. They leave a runner on. We go to the 4th. It's Baltimore 10, the Yankees 4. So here's Cal. He has walked and singled and scored. So 1 for 1 as Bordy starts his 2nd inning of work out of the pen. Rich winds and deals, and there's a ground ball base hit. Henderson will pick it up. Meacham should have had it. 8th hit for the Orioles, and they've walked a bunch. Here's Renicky. Gary walked, drove in a run, his 6th, and scored. Espino was a big prospect for them for several years. I've never heard of him, and this, of course, is right in my baseball wheelhouse. Ron Hassey was their backup at that point, right? We can look. And Bradley. Weininger must have gotten hurt, wasn't he? Look at all the lefties on the bench. Bradley, Griffey, Hassey, Omar Moreno, Mike Pagliarulo, Dan Pasqua. Alvin Robertson. Andre Robertson is the only righty on the bench for the Yankees. Nobody out. Bordy from the stretch. In the left, back goes Sample. Billy, is he going to run out of real estate? No, he's not. That stayed in the corner. And Ripken retreats back to first. 1 out for Fritzy Connolly. Fritzy Connolly pretty much has a Dave Stegman-type reputation now. 3-run double in the first. Yankees of that time, Jamie says, and of course he's absolutely right, did not like to use minor league guys if they could get a veteran. And that is true. The Yankees were in a win-now situation, and they could have easily won the division in '85. And I think, in reality, were almost as good as the Red Sox in '86. Connolly strikes out. Bordy got him on a 2-2 curve. Here's Mike Young. He homered his last time up. His 9th of the year. He's now driven in 23. Bordy got him. And that will retire the side. So, no runs a hit. The Orioles leave a runner on. Bottom 4. 10-4. Good buddy. Orioles lead. So here are the standings as we play the games of Wednesday. The Dodger lead now. The National League West is now 3. The Reds have won 7 of 10, but they're still 3 games under 500. They're 8 back. And now have a positive run differential. That will matter at some point. But you can't be a 500 team at home and contend. The Cardinals have won 6 straight. Montreal is 10.5 back. The Mets have lost 6 straight. And they are now 31 and 36. That still will be the game you see Saturday or Thursday. Goodness gracious, Buffy St. Marie. In the American League West, Kansas City and California, that's the game that tomorrow. Angels have won 8 of 10, but only have gained a game. Seattle and Oakland are playing quite well. In the East, Toronto, 4 up on Detroit and Boston. They are playing as we speak. The Orioles have won 8 of 10. The Yankees have struggled. And JT Dutch will not be buying you 27 gift subs. The Mets indeed blew their gearbox. 3 and 15 in 1-run games. Bobby Meacham singled. He's 1 for 1. McGregor starts the 4th. Line drive to Ripken, 1 out. I think that the Mets are the biggest surprise in this replay. They really have filled the bid. Here's Barra. Dale is 1 for 1. Oriole pitchers in the 80s were slower, slowest, and then McGregor. That is true. Dale ground ball to second. Dower over to first. 2 out. Here's Ricky, so McGregor, his second 9, much better. 84 for his opening 18, 3 2/3 innings, 5 hits. A home run to Mattingly. He has walked 3 and struck out 1. Ricky has walked and scored. He's 0 for 1. Into right field, way back there. Back goes Lacey, and it's in the first deck. A home run for Ricky Henderson, and it's 10-5. .323 feet down the line and right. And you don't need to steal any bases there. So Woolworths would like to remind you to 5 and dime it today. Henderson got all of that one. My goodness. This Yankee lineup makes you think that even that 10 spot isn't safe for Baltimore. This is 9th of the year. Brings up Randolph. Willie is walked, scored, and is 0 for 1. That's a base hit into left field. That'll drop in front of Renicky. So it's Chesterfield's in the third base dugout, and Wild Turkey on the first base dugout. Here's Don Mattingly. Don is 2 for 2. He has doubled, homered, driven in 3. Now he's 51. He scored twice. 10-5 Baltimore. Pitch to Mattingly. There's a base hit in the left center field. So now Mattingly needs a triple for the cycle. Randolph is going to go to third. Ripken made a bad play. Renicky just couldn't get it. And Randolph is into third standing. So runners on the corners, 2 out for Winfield, who is 0 for 2. McGregor from the stretch. Walked them, and they're loaded for Don Baylor, who is 0 for 1. He's also drawn a walk. 10 runs, 8 hits, no errors for Baltimore. They've left on 4. The Yankees, 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors, or 1 error rather, and they've left on 3 so far. Randolph on third, Mattingly on second, Winfield on first. Rayford and McGregor try to get on the same page. Scott delivers. Baylor, a chopper to second. Dower goes to first, and the Yankees are going to leave him loaded. They get a run, however, on 3 hits and no errors. Oh, baby, after 4, it's Baltimore 10, the Yankees 5. So Bordy, in his third inning of work now, will face Dower, Rayford, and Lacey. Cagney not included. Rich is 1 for 2. He has singled and scored. Ground ball to Mattingly. Don takes it to the bag himself, 1 out. Mr. Howard watched a D2 college game the other day. Great Northern Alaska College, GNAC. Sounds like something you'd rent a car from. Oh, Central Washington versus Montana State that ended 19-15. It's a World Series game in '93 that I think was like 19-15 between the Phillies and the Blue Jays. Floyd Rayford, by the way, has a double. He's 1 for 3. He has scored twice and struck out. That's a base hit, right center field. Winfield will cut it off. 1 out for Lacey. Lee is 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Tomorrow will be Kansas City and California. And then Thursday, the corpse that is the '85 Mets against the St. Louis Cardinals. Lacey is struck out and singled. He's 1 for 3. To Mattingly, might be 2, goes to Meacham for 1. Bobby throws it back, and that will be a 3-6-3. So Bordy needed that. We're halfway home on a Tuesday afternoon. The Orioles have doubled up the Yankees 10-5. To join us late, here's how we got here. The Orioles sent 8 to the plate in the top of the first. Gary Renicky walked home Freddie Lynn with the bases loaded to make it 1-0. And then Fritzy Connolly, a name that Jamie might even not remember, doubled home 3 to make it 4-0. Yankees got 3 of those back in the bottom of the first as Don Mattingly sent one well over Monument Park to make it 4-3, his 9th of the year. Orioles responded with 7 more batters in the second. Eddie Murray a sac fly to make it 5-3. Then Floyd Rayford scored on a wild pitch by Dennis Rasmussen to make it 6-3. Again in the third, Baltimore opened up the floodgates. A 2-run homer by Mike Young to make it 8-3. And then Fred Lynn just sent one right into the heavens in right center field to make it 10-3, his 14th of the year. In the third, the Yankees got one back on a Billy Sample single to make it 10-4. And then in the fourth, Ricky Henderson a solo shot to make it 10-5. And so pitching, it just hasn't existed in this game. McGregor not pitching very well. Dennis Rasmussen, well, the less said about that, the better. Rich Bordy isn't pitching great, but he's gone 3 clutch innings to at least, not burn out the Yankee pen. And that pot roast that my wife is making just smells beyond delicious. Billy Sample, which is something I'll do that pot roast later on, is 1 for 2. Has an RBI, his third, a single, and a strikeout. Sample, right back up the box for a single. 9th hit for the Yankees. Jamie, throwaway line, and Jamie writes back, I do remember him, actually. Weaver was always looking for a power-hitting third baseman after trading Doug DeCinces. They paraded a bunch over that time. Same with the Dodgers after Ron Cey left for Chicago. Juan Espino is 0 for 2 and he's grounded into a double play. Going to ground into another one here. Dower goes to Ripken for 1. Cal throws to first, and it's 4-6-3. So McGregor, well, it's only 2 out in the 5th here. By the way, it is Weaver at this point versus Martin. And if you turn on your radio and you hear Staying Alive or Shadow Dancing or Saturday Night Fever, it kind of fits. Bobby Beecham is 1 for 2. He is singled. McGregor deals. Got him! Swung on and missed, and that will retire the side. We go to the 6th. Woolworth says it's 5 and dime time. 10-5, Baltimore. So Freddie Lynn, who crashed one all the way to the wall in right center, and we're talking the back wall, for his 14th. He's driven in 44 now, scored twice, walked, and struck out. Thing is, though, Jamie, the Dodgers made the playoffs. They won a World Series after Cey left. I believe, was Cey there in 83, or was he with the Cubs? Because they won the division in 83, they won the division in 85, and they won the division in 88. And, of course, in 88, they won it all. Pitch to Lynn. Freddie into right. Winfield coming in. 1 out. Here's Eddie Murray. Eddie 0 for 1. And so Lee Lacy is the only Oriole that hasn't scored. Everybody, I think, Renicky must have reached base because he's got a run scored. Eddie strikes out. Bordy got him on an 0-2 fastball. Got him looking. Here's Cal, 2 for 2. Single twice and a walk. Struck him out. So Bordy has done yeoman's work as he gets Cal to chase one. After 5.5, 10-5, Baltimore. So Berra, Henderson, and Randolph to face McGregor here in the 6th. Scotty pretty much done. Berra 1 for 2 with a single. Ground ball to third. Connolly across the way. 1 out. Brings up Ricky Henderson. Ricky 1 for 2. Hit a homer his last time up, his 9th of the year. Has driven in 34 and scored 58 times. McGregor, 27 batters, 124 pitches. 5 1/3 innings. 9 hits. The mammoth home run to Mattingly. The other one to Henderson. He has walked 4 and struck out 2. And his ERA is now at 4.96. And he walks Ricky. So brings up Willie Randolph. Willie is 1 for 2. He is singled, walked, and scored. And Ricky is kind of holding on to first base. He's not really in a position to go. McGregor goes to the plate. Randolph chops it to second. Dower will try for 2. Cal for 1 over to Murray, and they turn it. Wow. What a play. A tailor-made ground ball double play. 4-6-3, and the Yankees go down in the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors. They don't leave anybody on to go to the 7th. 10-5 birdies. So Renicky, Connolly, and Young. And Bordy has done exactly what Billy Martin needed him to do as he starts his 5th inning of work. Gary is 0 for 2. An RBI, a run scored, and a walk. Line drive, Meacham, 1 out. So here's Fritzy Connolly. Fritzy, I guess, did have some power. He hit 3 home runs on the real season and 112 at-bats. Struck him out. That's 6 for Bordy. A full count fastball swung on and missed. So it brings up Mike Young, 1 for 3. Had a home run, drove in 2. Of course, Rayford, to get back to the point of the Orioles looking for a power-hitting third baseman, Rayford ended up at third. And, of course, eventually, so did Cal Ripken. But I forgot, what year did Ripken make the move to third? Pitch to Young. Got him. That's 7 for Bordy. Ken Dixon coming in for the Orioles. Stretch time, 10-5 Baltimore. So Ken Dixon coming in, 25 years old, a fastball pitcher at 91 and a flyball pitcher. Has not faced the Yankees this year. He's won 5 straight decisions. 8-1 for the Orioles with an earned run average of 271. Beat the Brewers on the 15th. 6 1/3 innings, 125 pitches, 7 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 2 solo shots, a walk, and 4 strikeouts in the win. 76 1/3 innings, 57 hits, 24 runs, 23 earned, 7 homers, 29 walks, and 53 strikeouts. 9,000 people watching a girl in a hot tub with a pickle blow-up float. Well, what are we doing wrong? We're not a hot girl in a tub with a Pickle Rick blow-up float. And we're not playing Fortnite either. Orioles in 86 were in second place in July and a couple of games back, but the wheels came off in August and September. Ripken went to third, 98. That late, okay. And Mr. Howard and Mr. Jamie say the same thing as I did. We just don't have Pickle Rock or Pickle Rick. Whatever the hell that is. I don't think I want to know what that is. Here's Mattingly. Mattingly, by the way, needs a triple for the cycle. She doesn't have that. He has singled, homered, and doubled, and has driven in 3. Dixon coming in with a 5-run lead. Pitch to Mattingly. That's one down the line and right, but Lacey will cut that off for a single. Dowler should have had it. And Mattingly is 4 for 4, as you can see from that oversized graphic. Brings up Winfield. Dave is 0 for 2 with a walk. It's from Rick and Morty. It's a great show. It has my sense of humor. Just delightfully screwy. Latest follower is Scott2727. The follower before that was Scott27. So if we see Scott272727, thank you very much, or it would be Fisk7272. One of the two. So thanks for the follow. Winfield 0 for 2 with a walk. That's into right field. Back goes Lacey. Lee will track it down in the alley. Mattingly will hold at first. High-scoring game indeed. The Orioles were up 10-3 in the third, and the Yankees have made it 10-5, giving Woolworth much too much advertising time on the screen. Don Baylor is 0 for 2 with a walk. Mattingly on first, and Baylor leans in and gets hit. He tried to get out of there. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. No, he didn't. Here's Sample. Billy is 2 for 3. Time to go to that bench. Who can hit a righty? Andre Robertson. At 462. Yeah, a rare hit by pitch for Baylor. Robertson at 462, no homers and 2 RBI. As rare as a breakup song from either Adele or Taylor Swift. Pitch to Andre. Ground ball. Dixon cuts it off. Goes to second for 1. There will be no throw to first. And so it's 1-4 on the fielder's choice. 2 out. For Espino. Now they're telling me that the average here is 323. I was going to pinch hit. Well, that's a pretty good on-base percentage, 324. So first and third, 2 out. We'll keep him in the ball game, and that's a fly ball, shallow center. Lynn comes in, and will make the catch to retire the side. Yankees leave a couple on, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. Go to the 8th, 10-5 Baltimore. Dan Pasqua comes in the ballgame. He's an 8-4 and left. So Bordy says, let me start the inning. We Dower, Rayford, and Lacey. Rich is 1 for 3, singled and scored. Got him. That's 8 for Bordy. What an effort for Rich Bordy. He has struck out 8 and 5 in the third innings. Here's Rayford. He's 2 for 4. Single, double, scored twice, struck out. Brad, yes, means it's average for a guy that had all of 8 at-bats. How did you know that off the top of your head? 327 or 324, 323 batting average. I don't think I was pulling that one off the bench.
Pitch to Rayford. That's in the left. Pasqua in the corner, and Dan will make the catch. 2 out. Here's Lacey. Lee is 1 for 4.
Who said you can't use Google?
That's true. Lacey has singled, grounded into a double play, and struck out. Orioles, despite the great effort from Bordy, he has cleaned up the mess that Dennis Rasmussen left him. Pitch to Lacey. Into right. Winfield won't even have to move. And Bordy gives the Yankees 6 tremendous innings. Too bad it's the 8th. 10-5, Baltimore. So Meacham, Barra, and Henderson to face Dixon. Byrne Robertson. Meacham's going to bunt. It is down. Rayford throws to Dower, and Meacham is out by an eyelash. Here's Dale, 1 for 3. Rasmussen gave up 18 gazillion runs. I think 8 of the 10. And Rich Bordy has kept Baltimore buttoned up since. Pitch to Barrow, 1 for 3. That's in the left. That's in the corner. Gary Renicky, you bet. 2 out. Here's Ricky. Ricky homered in the 4th. 1 for 2. Has walked twice. Scored twice. Dixon deals. Ball 4. Let's see what Henderson's chances of stealing a base now are. 97%. Here's Randolph. Willie 1 for 3. A run scored and a walk. And that's that Lorenzo voice that's in my head saying that the Yankees aren't out of this yet. There goes Ricky. And no, Ricky couldn't get a jump. Ball 1. Martin pours himself another glass of wild turkey. We go again. There goes Ricky, and Rayford will be defensively indifferent. And Henderson has his 35th steal of the year. This game doesn't have defensive indifference. So runner in scoring position, and if Randolph should single, it'll be 10-6. Randolph hits it in the shallow left. Renicky comes in the left center, and Henderson will be stranded at second. We go to the 9th. What an effort. That'll be it for Bordy. But he throws 86 pitches, 6 innings, 4 hits, the home run, I believe, to Young, and strikes out 8. So he tips his cap as I hit the wrong button. It is Righetti, whether you want him or not, because everyone else is tired. Righetti, 24 appearances on the year now, 3-3 and 13 saves. Not a save appearance, of course. Rags has an earned run average of 5.5, but somehow has converted 13 of 16 saves. He has not pitched in this series. He last pitched against the Tigers on the 23rd. Picked up the save in an inning and a third, 34 pitches, 1 hit, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. 34 in the third innings for Dave, 37 hits, 24 runs, 21 earned. 1 homer. He has walked 20 and struck out 37. So provided the Yankees don't come back to win this game, the Orioles have had the Yankees number. This is the 6th time they've played this year. They'll play 7 more. And the Orioles have taken 4 or 5 so far. In fact, coming into today, they've outscored New York 34-10. And Colt fans are going, why couldn't we have done that in Super Bowl III? I don't know. Lynn, a 2-run shot that nearly hit the back wall in the bleachers in right center. 14th of the year. That's up the middle, and that will be caught by Ricky Henderson. Ricky had a good beat on it, dove for it, and made the shoestring catch. 1 out. Here's Murray. Eddie is 0 for 2 with an RBI, his 56th, a walk, a strikeout, and a run scored. So the Yankees are going the wrong way. Pitch to Murray. Ball 4. And in about a month, the Blue Jays get Tom Henke, and I really think if they got like a 5-game lead, I think that's the difference. I think Toronto will win that division with ease unless somebody comes and gets them. But right now, that bullpen's a mess. Ricky making great catches. Ricky hitting homers. Ricky stealing bases. Ricky being Ricky. It's the old Weird Al song. Oh, Ricky, you're so fun. You're so fun. You blow my mind. Hey, Ricky. Oh, yeah. Hey, Ricky. Cal is 2 for 3. A single twice, a run scored, a walk, and a strikeout. Pitch to Cal. Up the middle. Rigetti doesn't seem to be the answer tonight either. Henderson picks it up, throws it in. So first and second, that's just the 10th hit for Baltimore. 10 runs, 10 hits, no errors. The Orioles have left on 4. The Yankees, 5 runs, 10 hits, 1 error, and they've left on 9. Renicky is 0 for 3. A walk, a run scored, and an RBI. In the left field, Pasqua coming in. Dan makes the catch. Murray goes back to second. 2 out. For Fritzy Connolly. You know what? We don't... Yes, your sound did go weird there for a couple seconds. I forgot to turn on the auto-tune. Connolly drove in 3. He cleared the bases in the first. Up the middle, Meacham cuts it off, flips it to Randolph at the bag, and that will retire the side. Orioles leave on 2. No runs, a hit, no errors. Bottom 9, still Woolworth 10-5. Birdies. So the Yankees need 5 to tie and 6 to win. And Don Mattingly needs a triple for the cycle. He's got 2 singles, a double, and a homer. And he won't get it. He draws the walk. So Dixon starts the bottom of the 9th with a 5-pitch walk. Here's Winfield. Dave is 0 for 3. (10-5) Baltimore. Pitch to Winfield. He draws a walk. So first and second, nobody out for Don Baylor, who just happened to lean into a pitch his last time up. Pasqua on deck. Pitch to Baylor. He draws a walk. And so there is nobody out. Dixon has walked 3 straight. And Pasqua steps in at .296. 3 homers and 7 RBI. And he has a grand slam on the year already. You know they're going to pinch hit for Espino. And Dixon now is in a world of trouble. Nobody out. Struck him out. He got him to chase a 1-2 fastball, 1 out. Why were the Yankees carrying 4 catchers? They're going to go with Hasse. Ron does not have a pinch hit this year. 333 overall, 6 homers, and 17 RBI. They've lost Butch Weiniger. Maybe not a bad thing if you're a Yankee fan. So they're still loaded. Mattingly on third, Winfield on second, Baylor on first. Rayford and Dixon go through the signs. From the stretch. Line drive. Connolly is there. The throw to first. Is Baylor back? Nope. The game is over. The infamous 5-3 line drive, bases loaded double play. And Fritzy Connolly is our player of the game. So not only does he clear the bases in the first with a double, but he wins the game with a bases loaded line drive double play. Ten runs. It's right here. 10 runs, 10 hits, no errors. The Orioles left on 6. The Yankees, 5 runs, 10 hits, an error, and they live on 11. Ken Dixon is not the MVP. Scotty Mcgregor, giving you a point-blank example of why win and loss records are meaningless. 6 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs, all earned, the 2 homers. He walked 5 and struck out 2, but he goes to 5 and 6. Dixon with a 9-out save. McGregor had plus stuff. You've got to be kidding me. Rasmussen, this won't get him in Baseball Digest. 2 innings, 5 hits, 8 runs, 6 earned. He gave up the homer. He walked 5 and struck out 2. And then, really, Fritz Bordy is my MVP. 6 innings out of the pen. 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He gave up the 1 homer. I think that was to Lynn. And he struck out 8. And in fact, he only had a pitch count of 75. That was dead on, and he threw 86. And Renicky, well, he didn't give up a run. So for the moment, the Yankees fall to 6.5 back. And these are the American League leaders. Steve, Petrie, Huff, and Blyleven looking like they're going to be all-stars. Jack Morris has struck out 115. But Dan Petrie would be the Cy Young Award winner. Look at that ERA, 209. All right, the rest of the day in baseball before we say see you later. It'll be the Royals and the Angels tomorrow at noon Eastern. I think. Yeah, because it's Friday. So here's the rest of the day in baseball. Mets beat the Cubs 9-7. Sid Fernandez 4-2. Ray Fontenot falls to 1-2. Gary Matthews 2 homers in the game, drives in 4. Mookie Wilson with 2 homers for the Mets. He drives in 3. Seattle beat Texas in 11, 6-3. Ed Vandenberg gives you a fish stick, his first win. Uncle Stu takes his first loss. Dave falls to 3-1. Jack Percani 2 for 4, 2 double and a stolen base. A's beat the Cy Sox 5-4-11. Jay Howell goes to 3-7. Bill James will write an abstract about this one. He goes to 3-3. Ozzie Guillen, second in the American League in hitting, 3 for 5 with 2 RBI and a double. Cardinals beat the Phillies 4-2. Danny Cox goes to 9-1. John Denny can't even hit the Grand Slam Moon over Miami special at Denny's, 1-12. Jeff Lottie with his 8th save. Giants beat the Reds 4-3. Mike Krukow 7-7. Tom Browning 7-4. Jeffrey Leonard, Whitey Herzog's best friend, 2 for 4 with 2 doubles. Expos beat the Pirates 6-4. Tim Burke goes to 8-0. Cecilio Guante falls to 5-2. Is that Claudell Washington? 4 for 4 with a triple and a double. Jays beat the Brewers 5-4. Doyle Alexander goes to 9-5. Paul Gibson plays his guitar and falls to 2-3. Damaso Garcia 3-4, his third of the year with a double. Red Sox beat the Tigers 9-5. Bob Stanley gets the win. Be Still My Beating Heart. He goes to 4-3. O'Neill falls to 1-3. Kirk Gibson for the Tigers 2-4, his seventh of the year. Kansas City 17 hits as they beat the Twinkies 9-5. Charlie Leibrandt goes to 9-6. Ken Schramm 6-8. Kirby Puckett 3-5, his second of the year with a triple. Houston beats Atlanta 9-6. Mike Scott goes to 8-5. Pascual Perez, hopefully he found the Astrodome, 1-2 his record. Kevin Bass 2-4, eighth of the year with 2 RBI. Dodgers down the Padres 3-1. Orel Hershiser 11-3. Lamar Hoyt not liking the NL as much, 7-8. Tom Niedenfuer with his 11th save. And last but not least, Cleveland 6, California 3. Vern Rule goes to 4-2. Kirk McCaskill does not make UVM proud. He falls to 2-2. Juan Beniquez 1-3, his fifth of the year, and a walk, and that will do it. So the standings as we leave you: St. Louis 10.5 over Montreal. The Dodgers lead over Houston is 3. Toronto a 4-game lead over Boston. And Kansas City and California a big weekend series at Disneyland. And the Angels trail by 5.5. And so there you have it. It'll be the Royals and the Angels tomorrow at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Be with us for that, won't you? I'm Ron Zucker. Have yourself a wonderful day, everybody. So long.